Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Before we go ahead and jump into today's really fun tutorial, I just want to say a big thank you to Ana Luisa for partnering with me again on today's video. You guys know I'm a huge fan of Ana Luisa's jewelry. I literally wear them every single day. So I have a really fun new selection of jewelry to showcase to you guys, and I've been dying to wear these. So let's go ahead and start off with my first and favorite pair of earrings. I own so many pairs of these, but these are the Suzanne mediums. I actually have a pair on right now, and I've literally been wearing these nonstop for several months. I absolutely love that Ana Luisa uses recycled materials wherever possible, and they are very transparent about where they source all of their materials. Now, these next pair of earrings I really wanted to pick up, especially for the holidays, because I feel like these are the perfect size for hoops, especially with an outfit like this one where I have my décolletage showing and a little bit of my neck. So I've just popped on the Lena, and they're paired next to the Suzanne medium. For days like today where I'm wearing a crochet piece, especially off-shouldered and just showing a little bit more skin, I also really wanted to pick up this super dainty and gorgeous necklace. This is Victoria, and I love that, again, although it's very, very minimalistic, there is just a little pop of color. So this is what Little Miss Victoria looks like paired with my other necklaces from Ana Luisa. Everything is so easily mix and matchable and stackable, but the very last piece that I'm the most excited about, this is Amara Black, but I love picking and choosing out different sizes of rings as well, not only for my other fancy fingers over here, but we always need a little thumb ring, a little standout moment. I could honestly wear Ana Luisa's jewelry with whatever outfit I'm wearing, whether it's very dressed up and fancy, like my little crochet outfit today, or even if I'm just lounging around the house wearing sweats and a hoodie. Their stuff just looks good with everything that I put on. And like always, if you guys would like to shop some of your own jewelry on Ana Luisa, you can use my coupon code ErinB20 for an extra 20% off your order at checkout. Thank you guys again. Let's go ahead and run the clips. The materials that I'll be using to create this really gorgeous one row repeat scarf are some yarn, a hook, scissors, of course, and a darning needle. Now, the yarn that I'm going to be using for this scarf is this Erin Spice Cakes. It is labeled as a number 6 super bulky yarn, but I do want to note that in my opinion, this does kind of look a little bit more like a standard number 5 chunky weight yarn. So feel free to pick out your yarn accordingly. Again, this to me is like a chunky weight and not a super bulky, but it does have a very gorgeous kind of roving style or multicolor variegated colorway. So I'm gonna go with this Erin Cakes. Of course, to go along with our yarn, I'm also going to be using a 6.5mm crochet hook. This does call for an 8mm, but again, in my opinion, it does need a size down on the hook size. So I'm going with a 6.5. And of course, last but not least, we do need some scissors to help cut our yarn at the end of our project. And of course, a darning needle to help weave in our ends. So let's go ahead and get started on row 1. Like always, I will start off with a standard slip knot. And for this pattern, I want to be using any even number. So again, if you guys want to make a scarf like me, I think I'm going to start off with a chain of 22, but I do need to chain 1 extra for turning. So whatever multiple you guys are choosing in an even number, always chain 1 more for turning corners. And here is my 22nd chain. As I mentioned, I do need to chain 1 extra for turning corners. So this pattern for this scarf is going to be a chain of 23. So now at this point, I do want to start implementing a moss stitch pattern. I absolutely love how this technique looks, and I love the little stitch design that we get. So let's go ahead and start here for row 1. To begin crocheting row 1 of the moss stitch, I'm going to skip the very first chain from my hook and insert into the second chain. From here, go ahead and pull up a loop and create a single crochet. So this is my first single crochet in the row, and for the rest of the chain, I'm just going to be placing 1 single crochet. So just go ahead and work down the line, and by the end of this row 1, I should have 22 single crochet. So again, I'm just inserting my hook into the chain, yarning over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through 2. Here is my very last chain in the row, which makes 22 single crochet across. So this is what row 1 of my scarf looks like so far. Let's go ahead and move on to row 2, which is going to be the repeating row for the rest of this pattern. For row 2 and onwards, I'm always going to chain 1 at the start of my row and turn my work. And what I want to do to create this moss stitch is always work into this very first stitch in the row. So I'm going to go into both of those 2 top loops, pick up that very first stitch, and place a single crochet. And now that I have my first single crochet worked, what I'm going to do is chain 1 and skip 1 stitch. So I'm going to insert my hook into the second stitch from the hook and place a single crochet. And again, I'm going to chain 1 and skip 1 stitch and place my hook into the second stitch available and place 1 single crochet. And again, chain 1, skip 1 stitch, pick up the second stitch and single crochet. So it's going to go like this for the rest of the row. Again, I'm just going to chain 1, skip 1, and work into the second single crochet. And I'll just be repeating this chain 1, skip 1 single crochet for the entire row until I have 1 stitch remaining. I'm coming up here to the end of row 2 and I have 3 stitches left. So again, I'm going to work 1 more, chain 1, skip 1, single crochet into the second stitch available. And now at this point, you should have 1 stitch remaining in your row. What I'm going to do is just work 1 more single crochet to finish out this row. So again, for the rest of this pattern, I'm always finishing the row with 2 single crochet in a row. And that's just gonna help us repeat this over and over without having to do too much math or work. So let's go ahead and start working on row 3. Again, I'm gonna chain 1 and turn my work at the start of my row. And as I just mentioned, row 3 is just a repeat of row 2 over and over. So again, looking here at the very first stitch in the row, I'm going to pick it up, always with both 2 top loops on there, and create my first single crochet. And now at this point, I'm just going to be working with that moss stitch pattern again over and over. What I'm going to do is chain 1 and skip 1, but to make it a little bit easier, I'm going to skip this stitch. You guys can kind of spread apart your work and find the little chain 1 sections, which should have a little hole or a gap like right here. So again, I've already chained 1. I'm going to skip that stitch and insert my hook right underneath the chain 1 section. So I'm just picking up that gap and placing a single crochet into it. So that is what that moss stitch looks like. Again, I'm going to chain 1 and skip 1. So I'm skipping this stitch right here. I'm going to insert my hook right into this huge open chain 1 gap and create a single crochet. And again, chain 1, skip the next stitch, and insert your hook right into the chain 1 space. So this is what the moss stitch pattern is looking like. Again, you guys can always follow that rule of chain 1, skip 1 stitch, but if it makes it a little bit easier for you, just look for these huge open chain 1 sections right here and work directly into that gap. But this is essentially the pattern. You don't need to do anything else to it, but repeat row 2 over and over. So coming up here to the end of my row, I've chained 1, skip 1. I'm going to insert into this huge chain 1 space right here and create a single crochet. And now at this point, you should have 1 stitch remaining in your row. And like I said, always work 1 basic single crochet right into that last stitch to finish out your row. And following this pattern over and over for every single row should give you very straight edges. So one more time, let's go ahead and show you guys row 4. I'm going to chain 1 and turn my work. And into the very first stitch in the row, I'm going to place a single crochet. And now I can chain 1, skip 1, insert into my chain 1 space, and place a single crochet. Again, chain 1, skip 1 stitch, and insert into the open chain 1 space. Chain 1, skip 1 stitch, and just insert into that open chain 1 space. Feel free to create as many rows as you guys would like, but at this point I'm going to take a few moments, work on this scarf, and come back and show you guys how many rows I have completed. I've just completed up a total of 190 rows, and this is what my scarf is looking like. Just to help fit it on camera, I have folded it in half just because it's not going to fit completely on frame. So with a total of 190 rows with this moss stitch pattern, lying flat, my piece comes to about 35 inches long. So in total, when this is completely splayed out, this does reach a total of 70 inches long. But as you guys can see, because we used a very thick and bulky type of yarn, I do want my scarf to be just a little bit more flowy and lightweight. So what I'm going to do last but not least is I'm going to block this scarf. So I'm just going to give her a quick little wash and rinse, squeeze out all of the water, and head to my blocking boards. So I'm just heading over here to my little foam board and using some T push pins just to pin the scarf down in place. So I'm just placing a few at a time, stretching out the scarf and placing a few more. And originally my scarf was 70 inches unstretched, but after blocking it, I did stretch it out to a total of 85 inches long, just so that it has a little bit more aeration, a little bit more flow to it, and it's not so thick and dense. Took a quick little stop at Joann's because I do want to make some last minute knitted beanies for holiday gifts. So I know that they're still having pretty massive sale. Pretty interested in the Lion Brand Respun line. I'm a little bit concerned about the leftover color selection just because it's so picked over. They have a ton of like the thick and quick, but I just need the regular worsted weight. And I'm not seeing the color that I want. This is the gigantic pile of yarn orders that I need to start shipping out. I don't think I can get them all shipped out today, but I can do most of them. Got the cute pile of resin hooks, of course. These are my old school Under the Sea hook set. And I ended up making kind of like a customized version of it. So they're a little bit bluer than like the greenish ones. But somebody ordered a full custom set, including the 5.5 and the 5.0. So I have a cute little pile to ship out. I just packed up the very first party pack. They got 2 Shroomin, I think DKs, and then it comes with the 5.0 and 5.5. But look how cute this little party pack is. It's pretty much perfect for any beginners, anybody who's trying to get into crocheting. You do get like the very basic hooks and 2 gorgeous hanks of yarn. And then they also placed an order for 3 custom hanks. This is like a very custom colorway. This is the gorgeous mohair silk blend, but I decided to make like a custom color that was going to pair really well with the Shroomin. So this is what they look like. You guys can tell I love packaging up orders. like the last 25-30 minutes, and I cannot believe that I've made an entire beanie. This thing is double layered. So this is gonna be for my mother-in-law, but she requested a dark gray beanie. And this thing, I cannot believe how it turned out. And yes, I have been using my very brand new Centro knitting machine. So I figured from some of the yarn that I picked up today that I also wanted to make Jordan a beanie. He's always asking for beanies. Now I'm gonna go ahead and cast on another beanie. Again, I cannot believe I got a whole beanie done in like under 40 minutes. So I'm just taking some time right now to watch some Supernatural on Netflix, and hopefully before Jordan wakes up from his nap, I might have a second beanie completed for him. Good morning. Finally starting my day off with coffee. It's been about 4 or 5 days, so this is literally my first coffee in so long. It tastes pretty good though. I'm glad to have a little rush of energy today, but I wanted to show you guys, I have been on a tear. I have been obsessed with this new Centro knitting machine. I've been making beanies up the wazoo. So this is the collection that I'm working with right now. I had a few orders that were placed through my Instagram, as well as some beanies that I just wanted to make for last minute Christmas gifts. And let me tell you guys, this knitting machine has kind of changed the game when it comes to holiday gifts. At the moment that I'm filming this video, it's about 4 days before Christmas, and I have pretty much finished up all of my holiday gifts in a matter of 2 or 3 days. So as you guys just saw, I decided to make kind of like my own favorite. It's like a rolled hem beanie. So it isn't double layer. It's literally just one layer of beanie. But what I like about this one is that, like I said, it has a little rolled hem. So it does add a little bit more of like, I don't know, it's like a little bit more casual, and it's a little bit thinner, so in case you guys don't want your head to get like super hot and warm, I just love this little rolled hem effect so much more than the traditional just flip up brim. It's just a lot thinner, a lot more lightweight, kind of looks like a little bit more boho, I don't know, a little bit more organic. So I made this one for myself because I have been obsessed with these hats. I made Jordan this beanie, and it's so nice. Again, this is more of the double layer beanie with the traditional flip up brim, and it took me like 40 minutes in total, including casting on, casting off, tying off, weaving in the ends, all of that stuff. So I made this one for Jordan. He's been wearing it to work the last few days, and then right now, in the matter of like an hour, I finished up not only my rolled brim hat, but I also made myself my own like neutral earth toned beanie. So unlike Jordan's, because I have a little bit of a smaller head, I just worked about 10 or 20 rows less, just because I don't like to have a lot of bulk atop my head. So this is my own double layer beanie, and as you can see, there's still a ton of room up here, but I do have that nice flip up. This looks so good. And this tone, I feel like could work with pretty much every outfit that I have. I made this one for my mom. She did request a larger, wider brim. So I think I ended up working up just like 10 or 15 more rows than the standard beanie. And this is my mom's. I believe I used the Red Heart ombre yarn. So it does have a really gorgeous gradation. Look at these colors. Oh. And then I think I either showed you guys earlier in today's video or the last one, but my mother-in-law requested a dark gray knit beanie. So this is the one that I whipped up for her. Now, I think this was the Lion Brand Hometown or something like that. I will leave the info here on screen, but this yarn is so freaking comfortable for a beanie. I think it's my favorite so far that I've kind of come across. So I definitely want to pick up more of this type of fiber. It's so freaking nice. But again, double layer, nice little flip up. And then I do have an all black beanie. This was an order, so I do have to get this one shipped out today. And then last but not least, I also made my soon-to-be father-in-law a gray beanie. He wanted like a light gray one. Well, he didn't ask for it, but I'm going to surprise him with one. And I know he likes beanies. So this is the collection at the moment. I do still have a few other orders that I need to work on, as well as making some more beanies for some other family members. But y'all, literally not sponsored by them, obviously, but I've been highly obsessed. And you don't just have to make beanies. I think next year for the holidays, I would like to make gift sets. So not only a beanie, but like a matching scarf or even some hand warmers. There are honestly so many things that you can make with the knitting machine, and I'm on the wave right now. So I'm going to stay on it. I do have honestly a ton of videos that I also do want to film with the knitting machine, whether it be just like knit with me or like actual tutorials. So stay tuned for that. If you guys have a specific type of video that you guys would like to see me film with the knitting machine, let me know down below, because literally about 45 minutes each. I need to stop talking. I have a ton of stuff I need to finish up today, a ton of errands that I need to run, but I did just want to spend some like casual time, some quality time. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and for joining me. I hope this gave you guys a little bit of motivation, some inspiration, or just like a friend to listen to as you guys are sitting at home relaxing during the holidays. But this is how my holidays and my day is going. I love you guys so much.